Thank you, everyone. I'm Coach Rambabu from sharEvery. You are watching Rendezvous with Rambabu, episode 4. We are so happy to be with you with another beautiful topic. Today, we are going to know many things about how do people set goals. In this episode, we have a guest, Coach Christopher Charles Hampton from New Jersey, USA. You are the CEO and founder of that particular organization. Would you please explain it? Please.
Sure, my pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you, Babu, for having me on your program, and congratulations for episode number 4. Again, my name is Chris Hampton, and I am the founder of 𝐻AMP. The way that it's spelled, I didn't misspell champion because I wasn't intending to do champion as in the ION. I put it as 𝐻AMP. So when you pronounce it, it's saying 𝐻AMP. Now, I don't believe in making up words without definitions. So since I made it up, I can create the definition. It's talking about releasing the champ that's on the inside of you. So a lot of times what happens is when we're going through life, we're looking for champions to say, or someone to identify us, who we are, or what gifts we have on the inside of us. And we're like, well, can you give it to me? It's something that you feel like someone has to impart into you. But everything that you need is to succeed in this life has been deposited on the inside of you. Our life journey is about discovering what's on the inside of you and releasing it so the world can experience the champion, the advocate for the world that's on the inside of you. So when you look at 𝐻AMP, you'll never look at the word champion the same.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Champ I am. Thank you, sir. I want to listen something about sharEvery platform from your words.
I like the sharEvery platform because it's a community. More than an educational community that you can learn English as a second language, it's a community of coaches and people that are coming to learn. And you learn more from community because of the relationships that you build over the time. So you become a stronger communicator because you put yourself in an environment of a community that has a common goal. And their goal is to help you to learn English and learn it in many different forms and different formats. I'm not an English teacher, but because of what you're hearing me teach today, you're hearing English in another way. So it's a community that's just really just broadening our experiences, and it's a global platform. Where do you know where everybody can come together from around the world to have that common goal? And you're able to take what Rambabu's doing and apply it to your life as well. So it makes you stronger, and hopefully it makes you quicker and better. So I'm very thankful for the platform.
Thank you, sir. Feel very delighted to listen. And
thank you.
Yeah, if you permit, we'll start our one-on-one interview. And I would like to ask 7 questions regarding our selected topic. How do people set goals? Shall we?
Great. Yes.
Yes, sir. My first question is, what is the importance of goal setting in life?
Well, goals are very important. And the reason why they're important is because goals will help you live life rather than life living you. A goal will give you something to aim for, to go after, to pursue, to build. Okay. So when you don't have any goals, it's like you almost don't have a vision to go after. So you first you have a vision, then you have to have the goal, and the goal, it will help you to start to build the action steps to reach the vision that you're trying to create in your life. So it's important that everyone has, number one, a vision, that clear, preferable picture of your preferable future. Okay. And then after you see what you want to go after, you create the goals. And that's why everyone should have a goal.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Really, it's a very inspiring answer to get the inspiration from you. Yes, my second question is, what is the difference between goal and desire? Many people, they think both are same. So in your...
Well, great question. It's a great question. A goal is a desire with an expiration date. So it's a desire with an expiration date. Excuse me. So what I mean by that is the desire is that wish that you want to see. Remember, the vision that we're looking for is a preferable future that we desire to go have in our life. So it's a desire, and desires are great. But you know what happens is if you don't have a desire and you don't make a plan for it, okay, the goal, the goal, what differentiates the goal from the desire is you're starting to create plans, actionable steps to go and obtain the desire. Otherwise, it's just a wish or a dream, okay? So they're both from the same family. It's just the evolution. So if you want to really say it starts with a desire, a vision starts with a desire, and then the desire births the goal, because the goals are the actionable steps and also the flags or the goal points that shows that you're succeeding at what you're going after. Okay, so again, if you don't have a goal, you just have a wish or a dream. With when you start to put a date, a timeline to it, it becomes a goal.
So as you mentioned, desire and wish are both same.
Yeah, a desire and a wish is the same thing. I desire to have the better job. I wish I had a better job.
So
yeah.
Yeah, it means a desire or wish is the starting point and goal is the end point. Am I right?
Well, not even the end point, but the goal is the action steps to getting there. Okay? So when we're making our goals, we're actually sitting down and visualizing and creating a plan of action that's actionable steps. These are steps that we can make that we can measure, okay, to get to where we're going. So when you're dreaming and you have a desire, it's all up in here. It never touches the world around you. It's all in your mind. And your mind is a great resource that God has given us, every one of us, as a creative tool, our imagination, so that if we can imagine it, we can do it. Right? But if all we do is imagine and we never do, it's not worth anything because it's all stuck up in your head. The moment that we start to put the plans together, the blueprints to become, what you imagine becomes more real because you start to see it manifest within the world around you.
Yes. Good. And my next question, sir, and it's very important to everyone, and we all set goals, but while we setting goal, what things we have to keep in our mind before setting goal?
Well, while you're setting the goal, you want to make sure that what you're going after is clear. Okay, so the first thing is your goal should be clear to you. Why should it be clear to you? Because a lot of times when we do our goals, other people are going to come and assist us in getting to where we go. Well, if I want to have a goal to play soccer or football, whatever we call it, wherever we are in the world, okay, you need a coach, you need a team.
Exactly.
But if your intention is not clear, people are not going to know how to help you. They don't know whether they're a team member or the coach. So you have to make sure that your intentions are clear to you, so that if it's clear to you, you can clearly express it and then give it to the other person to help you out, and they can figure out how they can assist you. It also has to be manageable. And what I mean by manageable is that you have to be able to put your hands on it. Okay? Actionable steps means these are steps that you can make, that you could touch your goal daily and make it happen. So I have a career of sales. And what happens is your boss or your leader will give you a sales goal, which is a plan for what they want to make sure that you're profitable in their company. Okay? For you to have that job, you have to meet the sales goal. So how a lot of times when you hear the goal, something on the inside freaks out and you're like, oh my God, I gotta make 2,500 whatever widgets in a week, right? Or in a month. What makes it manageable is when you can break that down into actionable steps that you can do to accomplish that goal. You can do it hourly, you can do it daily, you can break it down to weekly, you can break it down for monthly. Don't just look at it as a yearly goal. Those are your actionable, manageable steps. And then when you realize that you're breaking it down like that to daily actions, the goal doesn't look so big anymore because you like, if I say I have to have within 50 days, I say 50 days, you have 50 days to accomplish 50 sales. Well, then when you really break it down, it's a sale a day. But a lot of times we look at the bigger picture as like, how am I going to do the goal? No, you have to break that goal down into manageable steps. And then you can see the progress. And because we are motivated by sight a lot of times, when we see the progress of our actions, it gives you motivation and inspiration to go forward. And a lot of times we get distracted because we don't see anything from the work that we do, and that's what stops a lot of people from stopping short. And I think a lot of times they get stuck looking at the bigger picture.
Okay. As we mentioned, we have to keep these three things. First one is our goal should be very clear. And the second one, after setting goal, after we have clarity in our goal, we have to break down into manageable steps to make it easy. And also we have to check ourselves or how is our progress, means we have to self-evaluate. Isn't it? Yes, sir. Thank you. It's a good clarification. Now my next question is, which goals are easy, either long-term goals or short-term goals? What do you say?
Good question. Both are hard if you lack discipline and focus.
Exactly. Yes.
A short-term goal with any discipline is just as hard as a long-term goal with no discipline. So they're both hard. But if you ask a lot of people, it's usually the long-term goal that's harder to do. Why? Because you don't really see the manifestation. So I like to use farming. We don't farm that much anymore in the U.S. the way that we used to. But the long-term goal of you planting a seed and spending the whole season cultivating the ground around it so that it can do what? Produce a harvest. If you're not committed to the end result, you'll give up before the harvest comes up, because that seed has to die. That seed has to, out of that seed, it has to grow. Out of that seed that grows, it has to multiply. And if you're not aware of the process of growth, you will give up before the end result. So the both are hard, but a lot of times the longer the wait in your preparation, the more you get discouraged. That's why you have to have things set in place that's going to keep your attention towards your goal. You have to remind yourself, why am I aiming for this? What is the reason why I'm putting this work in? What is required from me to get the best result from the work that I'm putting on? And have an action of how long it will take me to reasonably get it. You have to put a reasonable timeline on the goal.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yes, sir. Now my next question is very interesting one, and many people, they don't know what to follow. See, some of them, they set more than one goal. So sometimes they set 2 goals or 3 goals. And my question is, if any person set more than one goal, do they want to achieve one by one, or can they go all the goals at a time?
You have to be able to walk and chew gum at the same time. That's an expression we say over here in the States. You have to be able to walk and chew gum, do multiple things. I want to have a successful home. or a successful family. So to have a successful family, I have to do what? I have to be a provider, right?
Yeah.
I have to provide for my family, but not only do I have to provide for my family wealth-wise, I have to provide for my family emotionally. I have to provide for my family spiritually. I have to provide for my family protection. Each one of those are multiple steps to achieve the same end result. So it's not always going to be one clear path to get one answer to do what you're supposed to do. There's many outcomes. So you're going to have to be able to do more than one thing, but you have to know what you're doing. And the key is knowing what you're doing, why you're doing, and when you should do it.
Yeah.
You can't be at home saying, I'm going to protect my home, and you sitting there with your rifle in your hand, sitting outside your door, but you forget that you got to go to work. So that's why we got security systems, right? That's why you have a camera on your door that goes to you whenever you can see who's intruding into your home. Or you have a dog that you have that sits out in that front and doesn't leave that front porch until you get home. Why? Because you have to do multiple things to get to the main result.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to learn how to do more than one thing.
Yes. Thank you, sir. And my next question, during the process of reaching goal, and definitely we face some hurdles or we face difficult times. We won't reach straight away directly to the end point. So if any person in the process, if they face any difficult times or hard times, and what do you suggest to that particular people, how they need to behave or how they need to face the situation?
Okay, great question. You need to, in your planning, you need to make room and plan for life to be out of whack. You got to plan that no matter in the most perfect plan that you can ever plan, you need to make room for whatever's going to happen that's negative. So what I have, it's not being negative, it's that planning resource to be able to say, because when you're not expecting something, the reason why problems in life kind of give you that side punch and you're like, oh, it caught me off guard. Why? Because you didn't make room for it. If you're ever trained to fight, they always say that you're kind of always prepared for somebody. Even when you're walking the street, your body's prepared in such a way to receive a sucker punch. Why? Because you're always looking, even though you're not trying to start the fight, you're always looking for anything that's going to pop up. That doesn't mean I'm walking through the street like this, but I'm walking in such a way that if something happens, I know how to respond. And the reason why people get smacked, and we have COVID caught us off guard. But the difference between the people that are succeeding during COVID and the people that are submitting to COVID is that the people that are succeeding in the midst of COVID have made arrangements or made a space in their planning that if anything still happens, I'm still going to move forward. Or if anything happens, I'm going to look for an opportunity to be able to support the goal that I'm going to give. I'm going to take that situation and turn it around to benefit me in the purpose that I'm going. So it doesn't pull me back, it jettisons me forward. So you got to make place. You got to make room.
Yes.
For, I call it, in the States, we call it Murphy's Law. We say Murphy's Law says that anything that can happen will happen. So even when I do events, and every time I do an event, something that I did not plan for comes out of nowhere and it tries to mess up the event. But when it happens, we don't panic, we respond to it, and we fix the problem because we always like, okay, it happened. We kind of planned that it's going to happen. We didn't know it was going to be dressed up and looking like this. But we expected something to happen and we're ready for it, and now we're responding to it. We're not reacting, we're responding to it, and we're saying, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to handle the program. We're going to go from here. And what happens is we end up becoming stronger because of the opposition or the problem, and the problem ended up working for us and making it work for us. Why? Because we made room for it, and we have an expectation that any problem that's going to come up, it's going to work out for our good in the end.
Yes, yes. Yeah, great explanation. Yes, sir. And see, here I have an interesting question. After setting goal, what is the role of planning? So planning is most important. There is a statement in English. Without plan, you plan to fail. So what is the importance of planning in attaining or coming close to our end point? So can we reach a goal without plan? Is it possible?
You may, but it's going to be, listen, if I'm going to build a dwelling place, a house, let's say a house.
Yes.
Who am I going to use to build my house? The architect that comes with the blueprint.
Exactly.
That has specific measurements to it, that has a specific design to it? Or am I going to use your brother Herbie, who just drew a square and a triangle and says, this is what the house looks like. It's going to look a lot better than what you see right now. I'm going to go with the one that has the measurements. I'm going to go with the one that has the foresight to tell me how much things are going to cost. Because when you plan something, here's the difference. The person that just goes through life and says, I have no purpose and I'm just going to live life, that's an expensive decision to make. Why? Because when you don't have a plan, you do not understand how to use the resources that are around you appropriately. Therefore, you're going to end up wasting resources. And when you waste resources, you also waste money, you're wasting talent, and you're wasting time. When I have it that I've measured out, and I know what I'm building, when I look at my job becomes a resource. Even though your job that you're working for is not a part of your bigger purpose, you know that your job is just one step of the plan that is producing resources, it's producing a paycheck, which you can take a portion of that paycheck and apply it for a purpose that's greater than the job that you're at right now. But when you don't have a plan, you're going to work every day hating your job, hating what you do, hating the people that are around you. And you're wasting time, resources, and talent because you have no idea what the bigger plan is that you're going after. So you're going to waste time, talent, and resources. Go with the architect all the way. Be the architect in your life.
Yeah.
God gives us, whatever your religious view is, God gives us all the ability to create the life that we choose to live. He didn't paint the picture and tell you to live in it. He gives you all the skills, going back to Champ I Am, he gives you all the skills that you need to paint the picture of the life that you want to live. You got to use the resources. You got to use that champ that's on the inside of you, that champion artist that's on the into you to create the life and the plan and the schematics that you want to create. You have more power to create the life that you want to live than you realize.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. See, if we do not have an appropriate plan, definitely we misuse our resources, as you mentioned. Thank you. Yeah, my last question here it is. See, leading a happy life itself, it's a big dream or a big goal, I think. Yes. And in your life, how you design, how you prepare, and how you handle. If you set a goal in your way, from your point.
Mm-hmm. Well, it took me 30 something years to start stepping into what I'm doing now. I'm 46 years now as of September. I I started this at 39. Okay. That's a lot of years to me that was wasted because it was in my dream. I always knew I was supposed to be doing a Champ I Am, but never took the step to step out of my head. And it took me being sick or thought I was sick and almost losing my life to think that, oh my God, I was going to leave this world and not do anything that I had planned to do. So my encouragement was that you'll learn as you start to go. When you're making your goals, everything is not going to be present in front of you right away. sharEvery was not here for me 6 or 7 years ago. But as I started to move in my goal and move in my passions, what happened was provision starts to come. So sharEvery is a provision for me to reach India and the world out of my backyard. But if I never took the step to start creating on the plan that I had in my head, me and Ram Babu would have never met.
Yes, sir.
So that's where I'm at right now. Understanding that your goals are going to evolve, that you are going to evolve, and give yourself time, but realize that everything is not going to happen right away. You're not going to have all the money to do everything that you need right away. But when you start building and you set your intention to what you're building, the resources will be put in your way to build what you need. So my encouragement from my life is get out of your head, start planning, start building those actionable, manageable, and clear steps so that you can have the life, create the picture that you want to live, because you have more control than you really believe.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. It's a really amazing answers. Apart from that, you have shared your life experiences. I can see you added your testimony to my questions. I feel so. So it's
I'm
really
thankful for you for having me and inviting me back. We're family now, so you just have to send out the calls and I'll answer. We're here. I have family now in India now, so I'm really excited to grow and cultivate us. So continue to keep in touch, Ram Babu.
Yes, and I think definitely to all the people, those who have confused during the process or achieving the goal, if they face any difficult time, how they have to handle it. So definitely these answers or these responses, I'm sure it will help a lot to the people. And many people, after facing any hurdle, they give up. They completely come out from that. And they feel like this, oh, I'm not fit. I'm not suitable to do this particular activity. So to all such kind of people, surely these answers works as a boost. So thank you for being with this episode, and I feel very happy. This is the second time we are meeting.
Won't be the last. Won't be the last.
Yes. How? Yes, and we want to work together. We want to learn more from you. So even sharEvery also very fortunate. This platform, as you mentioned, it's a community. It's absolutely, and many coaches or many mentors, they are sharing their experiences, their knowledge with the platform sharEvery, or they are sharing, they are exploring. So we feel very happy, and if it is possible, we'll meet again very soon with another interesting topic with you to counter.
Well, I'm glad to be a part of the community, and thank you again for the invitation. And you can always connect with me. My internet address is right beside my name.
Yes,
it's
sure.
campim.org. And
yes.
I love to connect with you as well. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.